Hello, my name is Beth Dixon, and this is a video series based on Vicki Borlaug's PowerPoint presentation on correlation, and this is an introduction to the correlation. I wish to thank Mrs. Borlaug for allowing me to use her PowerPoint to make this set of videos, and this is part 3 of this series on correlation. And we will pick up in this video on answering some correlation questions. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? And as a quick refresher, please remember that if they're positively correlated, as x increases, y increases, they're moving in the same direction, or if x decreases, y decreases. Positively means that correlated means that they're moving in the same direction, x and y. Negatively correlated relationships means that as x increases, y decreases, they're moving in opposite directions, or if x decreases, y increases, they're again moving in opposite directions. So let's look at our example. X is the tons of gravel delivered, and y is the total cost of gravel. So if x increases, imagine the tons of gravel delivered increasing, the more gravel we have delivered increases, what is happening to the cost of that gravel? Is it going to increase as well? Yes, so they're both increasing, they're both doing the same thing, therefore we are positively correlated. Okay, next situation. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? X is the number of pages written. Y is the length of the pencil used to write the pages. So X is the number of pages written. So does the number of pages written increase? What's going on with the length of the pencil used to write the pages? Well, as the number of pages written increase, the length of the pencil would decrease. Increase, decrease are opposite. Therefore, they are negatively correlated because they're moving in opposite directions. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? The number of houses visited on Halloween as your X increasing, so the more houses you visit, what happens to Y, the amount of candy in the bag? It would also increase. More houses, more candy, X increases, Y increases. They're moving in the same direction, therefore you are positively correlated. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? X is the number of times hair is washed. Y is the amount of shampoo left in the bottle. As X increases, as the number of times you wash your hair increases, what happens to the amount of shampoo left in the bottle? It decreases. X increases, Y decreases. That means they're moving in opposite directions, and therefore you are negatively correlated. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? X is the amount of chlorine in a swimming pool. Y is the amount of bacteria in the swimming pool. As the amount of chlorine increases, the amount of bacteria would decrease. So that means they're moving in opposite directions. Therefore, they are negatively correlated. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? The number of pizzas ordered, the pounds of cheese used by the pizzeria. X would be the number of pizzas, so as we increase the number of pizzas ordered, the pounds of cheese used by the pizzeria, Y would also increase. So as X increases, Y increases, so they're both the same, and that would be positively correlated. X is the number of students with a cold. Y is the absences in a school. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? As the number of students with a cold increases, X would increase. Y, the absences in the school, would also increase. So the answer is, since they're moving in the same direction, would be positively correlated. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? X is the number of nails polished. Y is the amount of nail polish left in the bottle. As the number of nails polished increase, X would increase. Y, the amount of nail polish left in the bottle, would decrease. X increases, then Y decreases. Moving in opposite directions gives us a negatively correlated relationship. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? X is the number of miles jogged. Y is the number of calories burned. The more miles you jog, the more calories you burn. X increases, Y increases. So they're both moving up. Since they're moving in the same direction, that is positively correlated. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? For a single family's weekly trash, X is the amount of trash recycled, Y is the amount of trash taken to the dump. The X is the amount that you recycle, then as it increases, the more that you recycle should mean that the less that you take to the dump. So as X increases, Y would decrease. Therefore, they're moving in opposite directions, and it would be negatively correlated. The amount are the following positively or negatively correlated. X is the number of people expected for a spaghetti dinner. Y is the amount of spaghetti cooked. The more people we expect for dinner, as X increases, what should Y do? The amount of spaghetti cooked should also then increase. X increases, Y increases. We are positively correlated. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? X is the number of horses owned. Y is the bales of hay purchased for winter feeding. As X increases, what happens to Y? It will also increase. The more horses we own, the more bales of hay purchased for winter feeding. X increases, Y increases. Therefore, they're moving in the same direction and they're positively correlated. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? The amount of time spent studying math and Y the grade on the math test. So let's imagine X increasing. You increase the amount of time spent studying your math. What should happen for your grade on your math test? You increase the amount of time on your spent studying, then what should happen is that your math grade should also increase, and that should be a positive correlated relationship. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? X is the minutes underwater scuba diving, and Y is the amount of oxygen left in your air tank. So the longer you spend underwater diving, is the X is increasing the minutes. What happens to the amount of oxygen left in your air tank? Increasing the minutes should decrease the amount of oxygen in your tank. So these are moving in opposite directions and give us a negatively correlated, or give us a negative correlated relationship. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? The amount of time practicing shooting hoops and the percentage of hoop shots made. So let's increase the amount of time practicing, and then what should happen if we increase X? What should happen to the percentage of shots made? Well, that should increase y. So since they're both increasing, that will mean that these are positively correlated. Are the following positively or negatively correlated? X is the amount of time practicing golf, and Y is the golf score on a particular 9-hole golf course. Well, as X increases and you spend more time practicing, what should happen to your golf score on that 9-hole course? Well, your golf score, since golf scores are the number of strokes, should decrease. The more time you practice, the lower your golf score should be. So as X increases, Y should decrease. So this should be negatively correlated. This was a trick question. And now we're ready for a class assignment. And I'm going to pause here. I'm going to pause here, and we will pick up in the next and last topic in the next video.